Hi there, and welcome to Principal Shorts, the podcast for principals who only have 7.5 minutes for lunch and no time to eat it before 2 p.m. I'm Stan Baker, one of your co-hosts, along with Shelley Steele. We're retired educators from Ontario who worked in adjacent school boards in restorative practices, and now we continue our work with principals and teachers in restorative practices. This podcast is about a principal problem of practice, and then we offer a couple of very practical suggestions that'll make your day a little bit easier. Here's Paula, our AI voice, to explain a little bit about what we're about.
Hi, I'm Paula. Restorative Resolutions helps principals and teachers navigate difficult conversations with parents, makes things right, and makes it all about student learning. This episode asks the question, how can principals prepare for the inevitable and difficult conversation with a parent?
And that is today's principal problem of practice. Let's listen to what our guest, Shauna Strike, case manager, disabilities plan, the Manitoba Teachers Society, says about how to talk with parents by listening and by being prepared yourself. What kinds of things would you want to say about principals having difficult conversations with adult staff or with parents?
I think the theme of everything that I talk about is talk about it. Talk about it. And for some people, you're not always comfortable with that, but it's okay to at least practice it and have those of us who are a little better at it. Because let's be honest, some of us are more natural with talking about things than others. And I think if we can be compassionate with each other about this, that some of us are better at this than others, that goes a long way. That idea, if we can do you guys know who David Robertson is? So he has written a bunch of Indigenous books, graphic novels specifically. He's from Manitoba. And he wrote this book. And he was talking about that one of the things that we can learn from the Indigenous teachings is this idea that if we can get to compassion, then we can really begin to make progress. And compassion starts with talking, openly listening, talking about things. And that really is the essence of our project, is listening and talking. And teaching people how to do that. Talk about it as character skills versus cognitive skills. They're much harder to teach. Yeah. So I think that would be the essence of what. And just let's be compassionate with each other. Life is hard. This work is very hard. And I have to say that has probably been sitting with principals in schools and watching them with their walkie-talkies that go off every 10 seconds. And they don't even know that they're reacting to it anymore, what's happening to their nervous system. I could never have understood how difficult this is until I sat with them. And I have to say, and I told them this at the end of our end of year meeting, that the stuff that I came to them at the beginning when I was all gung-ho about this project and thought would be helpful was really to a certain degree disrespectful, because I didn't really understand until I came out and watched and listened. And now I think the way that I approach is just so much different than how this started, because I just didn't really understand.
I just think what you just said there took you right back to the beginning with understanding someone's experience. We don't know. We will fill in the story. We only know our own experiences, but actually walking a day in their shoes or just spending that time will influence how you approach, whether that be a conversation or action items. And we can't always spend a day in the life with somebody, but we can be open that we don't know it all.
That's right. And believe people when they tell you.
Yes.
Because they know. Yeah.
And I think that intuitively we have this sense of something's not right, we have to talk. And so we go into a conversation, but like you said, we're not prepared. We may not be asking the right questions. We may set somebody off. We may not be in a personal space to have this conversation right now in the hallway or wherever it happens to be. And teaching people some things around, especially preparation, I found that particularly powerful, that it's a check-in with yourself, but also here are some things that you can do as you prepare for this. Do we have a process in place that this is the way we're going to go about conversations with parents in our district, and then following through on it. And when it doesn't work, let's take a look at what we've done with our process to see where we can tweak it. And, okay, yeah, if we just change that, that would be great. Because I've seen a lot of conflicts develop because people had the right intention. Hey, we got to talk about this, but they didn't have the Yeah, you got to play goalie, but if you don't have the equipment,
That's right. And some of us don't even know we don't have the equipment.
exactly.
Right. And so we're just feeling super wounded all the time and we don't know why. And that's
Hmm.
exhausting.
Hmm.
And then how do you listen when you're exhausted, when
Hmm.
you're wounded? It's hard. It's a
Yeah.
hard thing.
As a principal, you know there will always be a difficult conversation with a parent that you're going to have to navigate. So here's practice number one. Do a self check-in beforehand. Are you open to listening? Do you need a break? Practice number two. Listen, listen, listen. Listen and approach the conversation with humility, not answers.
It's Paula again. There is a hidden toll in the constant interruptions and stressors. It impacts a principal's nervous system, shaping how you, the principal, can engage in conversations. Effective conversations with staff or parents require self-check-ins, clear processes, and preparation. Without the equipment, principals may unintentionally cause harm.
Curious about the how-to of preparing for conversations with parents in difficult situations? Send me an email to stan@restorative.ca so we can have a conversation. And remember, take that full 7.5 minutes for lunch. You deserve it.